Hi everyone. Today we're talking about Newbie Bite number 14, all about functions. I want to start just by focusing on the syntax of functions, and then in the next video we'll talk about kind of when they're useful, why you should use them. First, you have to define the function, and in Python you do that with the keyword def. You give it a name, you pass in some optional arguments, and then you end that first line with a colon. You should indent the body of the function using 4 spaces. Usually you can get your editor to do this for you so that you can press the tab key and it will indent and put 4 spaces in its place. Finally, you can optionally return some object from it. After you define it though, you actually have to call the function. You've gone through all the steps of defining it, and then later in your program, you have to write the function name again, which is the specific ideas. In order to help you make sense of this, let's actually go look at an example. Let's start with the example on the actual page. It's called PyBites Math. And it's going to take in any 2 numbers that you pass it. So again, we're using this idea of generic names. I don't want to give it specific numbers at this point. I want it to be any number A and any number B. We'll assign A plus B to an object, and then we're going to return that object. But if we run the code right now, nothing is actually going to happen. In a pop-up window, I have my terminal, and it just says process exited 0. That means it ran my program and it executed without any errors, but you don't see anything. Well, we haven't actually used the function. We've only created it at this point. So if you want to use your function, you type in the name of the function, and now we need to give it some parameters to use. So I'm going to do 3 plus 5. I'm going to run my code one more time. And you can see, again, nothing happened. Because think about what this code is doing at this point. All that it's doing is it's adding the 2 numbers together. It's storing it in a value, but we're not displaying it anywhere. We're not showing it by being printed to the screen. We're not doing anything with it other than just storing it in memory. We can fix that by adding a print statement here. Running it one more time, and now you can actually see that we printed to the screen the value of A plus B, which in our specific case was 3 plus 5. What do you think is going to happen if I delete this line that says return answer? If I run it, it actually prints none to the screen. Returning an object from your function is optional. In this particular case, we have created the answer object, we've stored the value A plus B, but now we don't have access to it anymore. We can never use that anywhere else in our program if we wanted to. That's the value of having the return statement in Python. You can actually return whatever you did in your function and then use it later in your program. One more thing that I want to show you is you don't actually have to do this intermediate step of assigning it to an object. You can return something right here. I will save my code one more time, run it, and I can see, okay, I didn't go through the intermediate process of storing in an object. I just returned the value A plus B.